Good morning, guys. I hope you don't mind that I'm sending these videos. I realize some of this stuff is probably uh, remedial for many of you, but there are a few guys going on our trip who have not had a lot of kayaking experience, and so in order for you to feel well prepared, I thought I would create these little tutorials. And for those of you who already know fully what is going on here, perhaps you'll pick up a nugget or two and it will be some good review. I did want to let you know that we are currently up to 13 men joining us for this trip, and there are still 2 more who are on the fence. So this should really be a fun time. And for those of you who I've already spoken to that you're going to borrow a boat because I have one or Josh has 1 or 2 extras, I've already talked with you. If I have not talked with you about using one of my boats, then you're going to have to go find someone who has one that you can borrow. It can be a lot to go out and buy one, but it's a possibility, I suppose. You could find a good used one or something. But I wanted to show you some boat options as you're thinking about how you would prepare for boats. This boat here is a touring kayak, and it's 12 feet long. And I really wouldn't suggest anything much smaller than, say, 11 or 12 feet because of the fact that we're going to be on large open water. And the advantage of a boat like this one, the green one here, is because not only does it have these storage hatches where you can put your gear, but it also has a closed deck. So you can actually have things on your deck that are helping you. You have easy access to things, food, whatever. And if we hit some wind and waves, when that splashes over, you won't get wet, your gear won't get wet because it's all tucked away inside. This boat here is actually kind of a higher end example of what you might see at a summer camp. This is only 10 feet long. It is not like the green one is a sit-in, you actually sit inside it. This one you sit on, and there's not a thing wrong with these kind of kayaks, except that when you get on big water like Lake Huron, if you have waves splashing over you, everything that is on the boat will get wet. Now this particular 10-foot boat does have a storage hatch, which is kind of unusual for a 10-footer, but this one is designed specifically for fishing in small lakes. And so you can, I actually have a fishing pole inside this right now. The space inside this boat runs all the way to the stern, so you can stuff a few things in there, although it might be hard to stuff everything you needed in this boat for kayak camping. It does have, I don't know if you can see it, it does have space in the back where you could strap some things in, and you would definitely want to have them strapped in because if you capsized, then they would be connected to the boat and wouldn't sink or drift away. Speaking of gear on your boat, I wanted to show you this. These are kayaking dry bags that Michelle and I use when we go kayak camping. And these are just vinyl, completely waterproof. And I have different ones for different reasons. I'm bringing medical. Medical is in the red. None of you have to bring medical. I'll have that for us. I have some clothes to change into. This is my clothing dry bag. I have some tools that I bring along related to fixing a kayak if we had to do a quick fix. I have some cooking gear in here. I have my eating utensils, flashlight, like a headlamp or a lamp for around camp that's solar powered. I have just some tools like that I've accumulated over the years, and I keep tools with me. I'll also have my sleeping bag and things like that. And when you have things that are small like this, or roughly the size of a football, maybe a little bigger, they go quite easily into the boat. So there's a lot of room inside the hatches of these boats where you can stuff gear. So as you see here, there's a lot of space in there as you pack stuff in, and I could still get my whole sleeping bag in there. I could get my tent in there. And these are the advantages of having a longer boat when you're camping, is just a little bit more storage space. Also, there's some room behind the seat. There's going to be some room up in the front where your feet go. You could actually stuff a thing or two. And then there's front storage at the front of the boat where you could put things, and that's nice too. So those of you who are going to borrow kayaks, as you're picking a kayak to borrow, just think about those things. Think about what would happen if it capsized. Is there sufficient places to store things? Is there a way to lash your gear to the boat so that nothing would get lost if you did capsize? And it does happen. It's happened to me more than once, and it's just nice to not lose your stuff. This particular boat, let me adjust this just a little bit. This is a boat that could work. However, you're dealing with some of the open concept situations like you are with the other one. This is also a sit on top, but this is specifically my primary fishing kayak. It does have storage capacity, which is nice, and that's reasonably well sealed. And then it has storage in the back end that actually fits a lot of things. I could carry my chainsaw and gear like that when I was clearing the river. So in that sense, this is a pretty nice boat. It is 12 feet long. It's very stable on the water. The only problem that you might have with a boat like this, besides waves coming in, which is not a big deal, but it could be annoying, is the real problem is its speed. These boats are slow, and they're incredibly agile, which is nice for fishing. You can turn them on a dime, but it might feel sometimes like it's harder to keep up with, say, somebody like in the green boat over here on my left. Those people will have to paddle less and their boat will go faster just because of the design. So be thinking about things like that. And if you have any specific questions, of course, reach out to me. Oh, and one more thought about gear today was I wanted to encourage you to get some kind of a shoe that you don't care if it gets wet, but you're gonna want something with a hard sole, because some of the shorelines up there are fairly rocky. And if you wanted to do some exploring and wanted something to wear that you're walking around in the woods in, something with a harder sole might be more beneficial for those kinds of activities. But you could honestly just take hiking shoes if you don't care that they get wet, and you can dry them out in the sun. But those are some thoughts for today. As always, I will send more info videos, and feel free to reach out to me if you've got any specific questions. Hope you guys are having a great day, and man, am I excited about this trip and looking forward to it with you all. See you guys. Love you all. Bye.